is going unopposed.
So pretty much no matter how the vote goes,
she has her seat back. Right. Everybody who I've mentioned so far, when you make it through the primary, that may be your final dance. If you go to the general, it's because you're opposed by someone from a different party. So if you win your Democratic seat, you may have opposition on the back end against a Republican or a Libertarian or whatever.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So, but some of them are fortunate enough that if they make it through the primary, I don't have any opposition in the general. So once I win in the primary, that's it.
Game over.
You're just waiting on the day to be sworn in. And a lot of the swearing in takes place in December.
Of the next year or the following year?
The same year.
Okay.
So then you have, like I say, Lynn Johnson, that's your registered deeds. After Lynn Johnson, okay. So after your mayor comes your, I done moved too fast, but after your mayor, you have 8 seats for city council. And they're all in wards. So you have your north ward, your northeast ward, your southeast ward, your south ward, your north. So it goes all the way around.
Okay. So can you give me a breakdown on the northeast ward again? Like what's the boundaries for the northeast ward?
The northeast ward is your 14th Street, going up all the way to Patterson. Take Patterson all the way out. When you take Patterson all the way out, you'll hit some of, you'll do like Germantown Road, Oak Summit, going towards the Rural Hall area. Coming back out on Oak Summit, you'll hit Whittier. You'll go past Oak Summit Park, Old Rural Hall Road, Old Hollow Road, Beeson Dairy, Box Mountain Road, 158.
Okay.
So all of that area out towards, like going towards Linville Road, out that way, all the way back in. But none of Old Greensboro Road, the 311 that way, going towards East Winston, not. Come back the other way where Northampton and all of that is.
Okay.
So it's 19 precincts in that ward. We're the hole in the donut.
Okay.
Everything around us is District 2.
So they do it more like a target ring instead of lines.
Right.
Okay.
So, and what's in the middle?
District
a lot of
1.
African Americans.
Oh, inner city.
Inner city.
That's how we get the inner city term. Okay, got you.
This is your inner city. We have 2 county commissioners that represent this. This is Tanya McDaniel and Fleming Alamine. They represent District A. Now, on the school board flip side, you have 9 women who currently sit on the school board. Kudos to one of the women, Melisha Woodbury, the first black chair to sit on the school board.
Shout out to Miss Berry, man.
So, she represents District 1. District 1 is the inner city as well.
Okay.
So this is where all your inner city. This is your, still the city, but then it incorporates the rural areas. Kernersville, Walkertown, Tobaccoville. Right. So all of that, that's what the donut is.
Gotcha.
So we're the inner city. So this is considered District 1 if you're on school board, District A if you're on county commission.
Okay.
Then, like I said, then you have your city council representatives who actually break down the whole county into 8 different wards.
Gotcha.
And that's what you're responsible for. That area in that ward. But understand, even though you're responsible for that area, when you get sworn in, you're responsible for every life
within that
area, within Forsyth County.
That's dope.
So you can limit yourself to just your area, or you can still expand yourself out and say, you know what, I see somebody over there with a need and I'm going to help them too.
That's real.
Ooh. So while y'all stuck on president, let me tell y'all one more time. This is our cabinet.
These are the
vice president.
These are the people that
look,
help
this
us
your president, your vice president.
Okay.
This is it. This is it. All the way down.
These are the ones that help pass laws and help get funding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. This would fund your mental health, your public safety, your schools, your streets, your parks and recreation centers, anything and everything that's being funded. This is how it's being done. But it's a chain of command to everything, just like in the military.
Okay, so I got a question.
If I want some money for my school board,
you must have knew where I was going. You must have knew where I was going.
If I want money from school board, because I want to build a new school, or I want teacher supplement pay, or anything, I need some more SRO officers. At school board, you go to your county commissioners, because the county commissioners hold the pocketbook strings to that.
And that would be 1A.
That'd be right.
Okay, gotcha.
That's 1A. Or here's the thing: 1A or 2A or at large.
Oh, depending on,
because it all depends, right? So it takes a board. You can go and ask the person that represent District 1A, but she or he will still need 4 votes for it to pass.
For the county.
Right.
Gotcha.
Because it takes, and I need to say this too and be very clear. You have a 1A, so you have a District A and a District B. You have a District 1 and a District 2. You also have at-large seats. So when we were talking about the county commissioner board, we have 2 people that represent District A.
Okay.
But we also have people that represent District B, which is this part. And then at large is the people that represent the whole pie.
Vote for the president.
I vote for president. Or we'll do this. Here, you gonna vote for them. And y'all be looking like,
well, who is this
who
person?
is this? Why am I voting for them?
Yeah.
But what would we do? Because somebody told us to do it, we go in there and do it. We go right in there and do it. Haven't done no background check.
No research on it.
On nobody.
Checked on no views, no policies.
And the only thing we say is, oh, well, I heard that name before.
Yeah, that's our community. That's
oh, I think that's my neighbor right there.
That's definitely our African American community. Because I remember coming up when I did, they used to pass out little bookmarks. Go circle these at the churches. They would pass them out at the church, and it was go vote for whoever.
Right. So now I'm asking you this question. Even though that's what we did for generations, for decades, how did it benefit us?
And you know what? I can't tell you any answer myself. I haven't looked that far into politics to see what we could do ourselves. So a lot of it, even if it has or it hasn't, I wouldn't even know, because, like I said, we get so deterred by the process, and then feeling like we don't have a vote or say so, that it kind of just makes us be like, yeah.
Because we silence ourselves sometimes.
Yes, yeah.
Because we let other people think for us sometimes. We have little strings in our back, and we sometimes tend to let people dictate what we do.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, you know what, I'm my own person, in my own right, that can think for myself.
And I think a lot of the hardest part is just finding ways where it even engages us to care sometimes. Because like I said, okay, boom, this is a great opportunity. With this interview, we're going to be able to break down a lot of information for a lot of people like myself who might not have knew each different branch or each different segment of the government and how they can play an effect in our lives. Like, a lot of us want to be small business owners. A lot of us don't know who we should talk to in order to get different laws or bills passed so it can be beneficial for us or us of our color. Right. So I think it's just going to take a lot more of politicians like you getting in, sitting down and being able to talk and actually say it in a way where we understand what's going on. Because they be saying it, they talk about it, but we have no clue sometimes.
But here's the other piece as well. A lot of times we haven't had access to the same resources as others.
That's real.
And not because it hasn't been out there, we don't know about it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then we have times where we can say, it's a problem going on in the city. We need y'all to show up. And how many of us that look like us will actually show up?
You know what they say? Ooh, I hate it.
People will say, I don't have a reason to vote. My vote don't count. I can sit right here and look at you in your face and say I can give you 1,000,001 reasons why you need to go vote.
Let me
and
get
your
three.
vote will
Let me get
count.
three top reasons.
I can give you 3 top reasons very quickly.
Talk to me.
Let's talk about public safety. How young black men are still being profiled because of their appearance. I don't look like you. I don't talk like you. I don't walk like you. I don't act like you. So you automatically think that I'm this thug who just got out of jail, and where they ready to put us back in jail.
Back in the bar in an orange suit.
You better know that you gonna rock it.
Yeah.
And what happens when you rock it? Because that we gonna be very transparent and clear about this. Because I said this to someone before. The difference between you and a white male is that white male has a lawyer that's gonna go in there, say what he's gonna say, and that young man going home. The problem is you can go in there with the same problem, with the same exact charge, and you have a public defender who don't even remember your name.
Ain't seen you one time for the court.
Don't know your name, and now we done threw the book at you. Or we've given you a record, which then stops you from doing what? Being able to go back to school to get financial aid, being able to be a homeowner, being able to get jobs. So these are strikes that's already put against us. If that don't make you get up and want to vote, when we look at our children, our black and brown children, who cannot read on the 3rd grade level, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what they do is they look at these numbers of us who cannot read, and they already decide down the road we're going to make another prison. That's where that school to prison pipeline come in at. Because we already know that your 3rd grader can't read, even though they ain't got to the 12th grade, but they can't read at the 3rd grade. So in between, what's going to happen? I'm going to get deterred. I still won't be able to read, right? I'm going to probably more than likely drop out of school. Now I got all of this time on my hands to do something wrong. Now I'm where? In that prison. You see what I'm saying? So if that don't give you a reason to vote,
boy, I ain't nothing with.
Right. When you wake up and you realize that your grandmother's home was the only thing that she had. That was it. She held her home dear to her heart. But when I can watch a city come in and take it with eminent domain, the only inheritance that we as black people hold on to, that we can pass on to our own children and the generations of our family to come after that, when they take it, what do we have? When they can come and take your property and say that it's for the economic development. Okay?
Oh, we can take your property and because it's beneficial for us, for the city.
Right. But then where's your inheritance for your family?
Where's our 40 acres in the first mule?
It's not there. So then you have to ask yourself as a generation, understand this, because y'all are bright, y'all are smart. I find myself talking to some of the brothers on the corner, some of the brothers up in public housing, and I'm fine with it, because I'm always down to be with my people at all times. You know what I'm saying? You can't be compassionate of the needs of the people if you ain't never been the people. You got to know what it's like to rob Peter to pay Paul. To figure out if I'm going to eat a bologna sandwich or a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and then we got to use the 2 ends of the butter to bread. You feel me?
Yes, Lord.
So it's real out here. So when I'm out here and I'm talking to my brothers and my sisters, I'm letting them know, y'all are brilliant. When you can cut dope, cook dope, weigh dope, do all of this, you better know it.
Boy, them fractions
that calculus
is no joke.
something,
Boy, you say a mouthful of calculus, they really don't even think about it.
They don't even understand
They don't even think how much
But in your own right,
the chemistry
you can go and open your own legal pharmaceutical company and make way more money that month than you even made that year.
Less risk. Man.
If we can come together and stop talking about what the problems are, stop pointing the finger saying, white people did us like this, white people won't let us have nothing, I just don't know, and why they be so mean to us, and they make it hard for us. Sometimes we make it hard for ourselves. Sometimes we are our biggest enemy, because we're still like crabs fighting out of a bucket, scared that you're going to have more than me.
That's real.
Scared that you're going to make it to the mountaintop, and you're going to leave me down here in the valley. Now I got to hate on you. Because you wanted to do something. You wanted to grow and go beyond. But at the same time, how can our people want more when they haven't seen anything?
God.
You can't ask people to act like kings and queens when you got them caged in like animals. You can't tell our youth pretty much, let me see, go to the polls and vote, because Martin Luther King marched for us. Go to the polls and vote because our black people was hosed down. Go to the polls and vote for our ancestors. Because I've heard responses come from young people that say, but what they got to do with me?
You would be surprised.
What that ain't got nothing to do with me.
You'd be surprised.
That was their choice. That's what they wanted to do. So then you have to come back to your young people in a different perspective, with a different light, and you say to them, why not vote? And then I wait on y'all reply, which is, my vote don't count.
You know it.
My vote don't
answer.
count.
Number one answer.
And you know what my number one answer is behind that? You can't count what ain't in there. You don't put it in, it's not going to count.
Yes, Lord.
Your voice is your vote. You want to tab some stuff? You want to flip over tables? You want to jump up and down? Do it with your vote. So then you can come back and say, you know what, listen, I voted. And when I voted, you said you were going to do A, B, C, D, X, Y, and Z.
Oh, well, you can hold them accountable now.
That's the right. You can hold people accountable for what they say they are going to do for you, for your community, for your city. You can't sit at home on the couch and say, I told you they wasn't that. I told you they was sorry. See, this why I don't even vote. Right here. But you had the opportunity to replace who you complaining about. And you didn't. Which means you got comfortable
dealing with the stuff.
Dealing with the same tomfoolery. Right? We can sit around and we can listen to all these people come out and say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You're going to watch a lot of them make a bunch of empty promises. I sat here and I've been talking to you this long and I haven't promised you anything not one time.
Period.
I'm going to keep it hot with you all the way to the end. That's me. Understand that. I'm not going to come and make you no promises. I'm one vote on the city council board. That's it. But collectively, as a community and as a board, we can grow and move the Northeast Ward forward. Everybody want to talk about public safety. Well, what we going to do about this gun violence and that? We can talk about gun violence. We can continue to fund the sheriff department. We can continue to fund the police department. We can continue to sit around and have the round table discussions and have these meetings in areas that's not affected
by the situation.
If the problem is in 27105, why am I having a meeting in Clemens?
Right.
Problem ain't in Clemens. You following me?
Which means we can have less people there
that's affected by it. Exactly. So we have to then begin to realize the problem is not only is it a public safety issue, but it's a public health issue.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to address that. See, and it didn't start today. Anything that I tell you, I want you to fact check me on.
Gotcha.
We being recorded, right?
Oh yeah.
You can go back
we gonna go do the numbers.
You can go do the numbers for everything that I'm getting ready to tell you. In 1965, it was a law passed to say that if a woman lived in public housing, the man couldn't live with her. Okay? So you did what? You already broke up the home. You follow me?
That's still effective to this day.
That is still effective, but that's a mental health issue. Because children grow up and they try to figure out, why my daddy not here? Why can't I see my daddy? Why can't my father live with me? You feel what I'm saying? This is a problem. So when you're looking at that from 1965, and here we are talking about 2020. The same old laws. Where we have people that's in place in government that can change those laws but choose not to. Because their thing is, if I can keep them separated,
we can keep them dependent on us.
We can keep them dependent on us and they become weak.
Yeah, there's a lot of change that need to go on. I mean, one of the biggest for me is you get arrested, you serve your time, you do your time, you come home, you still labeled a criminal.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get a job, you can't do anything. If I serve my time, shouldn't I be able to get a fresh start?
You should, but because of the old laws. See, my mom taught me, if you want to be a game changer, you have to get in the game. When you get in the game, you begin to understand that when people are doing what they're doing, it's because of policies. And policies is being implemented into our systems. That's going to forever be the haves against the have-nots.
Right.
For the most part, when we come home from prison, whether it's a male or a female, you get discouraged because you keep hearing no.